All right, Shalom. My audio should be good on this one, man. If you tune in, let me know that the audio was working on this. And I know my previous streams I tried to do, the audio wasn't working. So, I'm gonna run a clip for you guys, and we'll go from there because only people from all walks of life are realizing that the only place they can find sincere truth is from the prophets. And it's gonna come a time, like it talks about in Daniel the 12th chapter, where people are gonna be rushing to find the men of the Lord. They're going to know that the only answers they can truly get are going to come from the Lord's men. But I'm going to run this clip, and then we'll continue on.
How do I say this? The entire Bible is about black people. Not only was Jesus black, but every character in the Bible seems to be black too. Yeah, Zephaniah and Jeremiah and Jebediah, those all aren't white people names, okay? And Jesus wasn't some tan, partially melanated Middle Eastern person either. I'm talking straight up black dude, okay? Even in the book of Revelation, when you get the vision of Daniel, he's describing someone with feet like burnt brass and white woolly hair, and we've got the deep running water voice with the red eyes, and you guys, he's black. The Jewish people are black people, like Kanye was right. And those people yelling at the park dressed in purple about black people being the real Hebrew Israelites, they're right, okay? Like, anytime you see the word Hebrew or Israelite or Jew in the Bible, in your mind you got to replace that with black person. So the whole Bible is going to make a lot more sense to you once you start reading it like that. But you need to let this get settled in your heart now before you get up there. So, I mean, they were literally whipping him on his way to get crucified, you guys. Crucifixion was a punishment, like, for slaves.
Yeah, a few things. He said, it cracked me up. He said, the guys yelling at the park, they're right. But he mentioned, the guys in purple, we know who they are. And they're telling people they're Israelites. But even amongst the nation of Israel, people are realizing there's a small portion of, Israel within the group that know they're Israelites that are actually speaking the full truth. What else did he say? The Bible makes a lot more sense when you understand who the people that it's talking about, who they are. That's true. People are realizing, man, that book isn't for everybody. That the Christianity they were given doesn't line up actually with what the scriptures say. All right, let's go to Daniel 12 because I mentioned people are going to be looking for the truth because people are going to want answers. They know they can't trust their government. They're blatantly lying. Can't trust the pastors. They're not about the Lord's business. Where can you find, a message with no deceit in it? Well, of course, those with the new song, like it references in Revelation, the 14th chapter, those who don't have any guile in their mouth, that their words are pure. There's no deceit. There's nothing mixed in with it. There's no alternate agenda in it. The only agenda that they have is to call people to repent so they can be delivered. All right, so, Daniel 12. Daniel 12 and 1, I'm going to start at the top. The point I want is in 4. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. So the Lord has a military, all right? Underneath Yahweh Shah, within that military, you have Michael, all right? And there shall be a time of trouble, Jacob's trouble, such as was never since the beginning, Salakis, such as was never since there was a nation even to that same time. Now it says the same thing in Matthew the 24th chapter when it talks about the end times. Matthew 24 and 21, all right? And at that time shall thy people be delivered, right? Those who are, rehearsing the righteous acts to the best of their ability, the elect, right? Everyone that shall be found written in the book of, shall be found written in the book of life. Verse 2, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life and some to everlasting shame, to shame and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Now that makes me think of First Maccabees 2 and 50. Okay, they're going to receive an everlasting name. They're going to receive that honor. There's going to be prestige attached to them. All right, let's go get First Maccabees 2:50. This is like the pep talk in the huddle before you go out on the field, right? This First Maccabees 2:50. It says, "Now therefore, my sons," this is when Judas Maccabees was speaking to his sons, "be zealous for the law, and give your lives for living sacrifices, and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time." Anything that we're going to encounter, there's an example of a man of the Lord maneuvering a similar adversity so that we could pull from that experience and apply it to our situation. All right. Call to remembrance, verse 51. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time. So shall you receive great honor and an everlasting name. It goes right with what we just read in Daniel 12:3. All right. And then it goes on after that, and all the examples of the different men of the Lord and them standing up in boldness and faith, putting their trust in the Lord, and how they were never forsaken when they did that. All right, back to Daniel 12. We'll read Daniel 12:3 one more time. "And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever." Verse 4. "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words." All right, so for a time, the understanding of the scriptures in full and who it was for. All right, the understanding of it wasn't in the earth. But here the Lord is telling us, okay, in the time of the end, it's going to be sealed to the time of the end, so it's going to be opened. So when the understanding of the fullness of the scriptures comes back in the earth, we know that we're in the time of the end. All right, so what time are we in? Daniel 12:4. "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased." Okay, so I got that just because people, the only place you're going to really find the truth is with the men of the Lord, and that's getting ready to be made evident on a completely different level here soon. Okay, so the foundations for all these end time prophecies are being set. The chariots are showing themselves more and more. All right, the foundations for World War III are being laid. The charagma, of course, we're gonna bring that up every lesson. Um, yeah, man, let's go get Second Ezra's. Actually, I put it on the screen. Second Ezra 6:18. It says, "And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh, much more chariot sightings, especially in our time." Man, NASA came out and told you there was UFOs, and nobody batted an eye. Like the elder Yashawamba said, these niggas just kept eating sandwiches. They flat out told you that there's aircrafts that are not from this earth. Nobody gave a shit, but we do, right? "I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled." Now, when you go to Psalms 83, you talk about all those nations that were confederate against us. Who was the chiefs? Who was in the chief seat? Esau, Edom, the same man that said, "Hey, the days of my father Isaac have come nigh. Then when I kill my brother Jacob," Esau, he's fighting to have that everlasting kingdom which was promised to us. We were given the real blessing. His blessing was temporary. You will rule with the sword. Who's ruled the earth by the sword? Whose blessing is the sword? Clearly. Only thing that's making sense are these scriptures. And people are beginning to realize that. Now, just because, you got people realizing it, doesn't mean they're going to be saved. No. But, nonetheless, the truth is being made evident. You see? So, yeah, man, just like it talks about in Obadiah, how the things of Esau searched out. You see? Now, I mentioned the foundations. No, I'll move on from that point, actually. Now, bring this up because you have whistleblowers who even reveal many things about, hey, this man is clearly the devil. He's clearly the man of sin that the scriptures talk about. And the scriptures tell you that his tongue shall fall upon themselves. But we're going to start here in Psalm 64:5. It says, "They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them?" And I got another clip I want to show you guys about this devil. He didn't just now start wanting to manipulate DNA and play God. This has been a plan in the works. He's trying to rewrite the story. All right? Our story is in our DNA, the code that the Lord has put in us. But this devil's trying to change it. That's the whole thing with the serpent's brew. It's DNA altering. All right, verse 6. They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. Yeah, man, and we're about to see an example of that. Verse 7, when I run this clip. But God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly they shall be wounded, those missiles, and also on top of that, the chariots are going to get busy. Verse 8, so shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Now, you got the whistleblowers, but also in Satanism, they believe that if they tell the people, now they're blameless. If they tell the people what they're planning to do, they're blameless. So they'll put it in your shows. They'll put it in different things. They'll have a politician get up there and flat out tell you and say, oh, that was a mistake, or that was a typo, or a slip of the tongue. When it's the flat out truth. But now they believe themselves to be blameless. So, his tongue is falling upon himself. Right now, there's this clip I want to show you, and then we'll speak on it. All right, here we go.
It's like science fiction. It's not. We can't even tongue-in-cheek joke about it being like science fiction because it's so deadly serious. And I'm going to give you a slideshow here of several Time magazine covers, starting, the date is on the left, starting in 1971. And just kind of think, where were you when these covers appeared? I mean, isn't Time magazine always in the grocery store line? Well, in 1971, this cover touted the new genetics, man into Superman. Never heard a discussion back then. I don't know what I was doing in 1971. I clearly wasn't paying attention. How about 1977? The DNA Führer, tinkering with life. How about 1984? Shaping life in the lab. The boom in genetic engineering. That guy's an interesting guy, isn't it? That's it's like an evil scientist or something. How about 1994? 2 years after the Rio Convention. Genetics. The future is now.
So this man has been playing at the Most High for a while, like it talks about in 2 Thessalonians, the 3rd chapter. He sitteth in the temple of God, showeth himself that he is God. All right? But he's going to be revealed to be the scum of the earth. All right? He's going to be taken into captivity. So just a quick lesson, man. The only thing that's making truth in the earth, making sense in the earth, is this truth. You see? So, Abaratazada, the lesson was edifying. I had a few streams that I was trying to do this lesson, and the audio wasn't working, but Abaratazada, the audio worked on this one. So with that being said, I'm going to give all praises once more to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right? May the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.